Greetings and welcome. I'm Jean Kidd, and on behalf of the Montclair Nonprofit Roundtable, I have the pleasure of introducing you to some of my incredible colleagues who are gearing up to provide services in this township of Montclair to those in our community who are most vulnerable. And today this includes those who bring particular joy to our lives, our four-legged friends. Their spokesperson is Lindsay Gilson from the Montclair Animal Shelter at 77 North Willow Street. Thanks for joining us, Lindsay.
Thank you for having me.
And especially for bringing along your friends. I think I have heard that you have an adoption program that you'd like to talk about. Could you tell us about that?
Of course. Starting next week through December 20th, we are going to be having what's called a Home for the Holidays. It's organized through petfinder.com. You can go on there and view all of the animals that we have for adoption at the shelter. In particular, if you see anybody that you feel attached to during the holiday season, people can foster the animals so that they don't have to spend Christmas and New Year's and Hanukkah and all that, at the shelter, by themselves. I mean, of course, we love them, the staff, but it's not the same as having a bed and a fireplace to sleep under. So.
And this probably goes for families as well as single people who'd like some company over the holidays, especially.
Yes.
This is great. However, anybody, whether it's a family who's had pets before or this is going to be a first experience for someone, they ought to be informed about safety issues with regard to pets. And could you talk a little bit about that?
Of course. The holidays are special moments for everybody. A lot of family traditions and celebrations, having a Christmas tree, candlelight vigils, that type of thing are all very important. However, for pets, it can be potentially dangerous, especially tinsel on a tree. Cats, like Morris here, they love to play with anything that's stringy and shiny, but if they do swallow that, it can get stuck in their stomach, and they might have to have surgery to get it removed. Dogs, looking at your nice glass round tree ornaments, could think of them as a ball to play with them. Not only ruin your ornaments, but also get hurt with anything that gets caught in their mouth. And candles, never ever leave them unattended in a home. A wagging tail or a playful bat can knock one over, and next thing you know, you have a house fire, and that's the last thing anybody would like for the holidays.
You bet. And we don't want to discourage people. It's kind of like having little children in your house. You have to take precautions that you might not have to otherwise.
Yes.
It's very, very important and something to consider, even before you look at pet finders.
Exactly. I always consider, animals just like little 2-year-old toddlers for the rest of their life.
Yeah, but they're wonderfully friendly. And they don't talk back like 2 little toddlers do sometimes. Now, the other thing about the holiday season, it means gift giving. And maybe you've got a 3-year-old in your family who's asking Santa Claus to bring a dog. How do you feel about gifts, animal gifts for holidays?
I don't recommend it. Animals are living, breathing beings. They have feelings, they have hearts, they have needs. They need dogs be walked, cats have their litter box changed, and a young child, anybody actually under 15, I would say, you can't guarantee that they are responsible enough or ready to take on the care of an animal. Also, pets as gifts make a bad idea if the person receiving the animal is unaware of it. We have a lot of people that families meant very well by giving a cat to their elderly grandmother who was all alone, but grandma didn't want a cat, so then they end up back at the shelter, unfortunately.
Well, fostering an animal isn't quite the same as adopting one.
No.
And explain the difference, because I think someone who might want to have one for the holidays doesn't recognize the responsibility of a full-time pet.
During a Home for the Holidays, you're able to fill out an application to foster. If you're approved, it usually takes like 24 hours or so to have that happen. You could take home an animal for an extended period of time, however you would like. Generally, we're going to be having all the pets come back after New Year's in the beginning of January. And the shelter is going to be providing anything that you need for the animal, food, toys, bedding, while they're at your home. Basically, it's going to be no pocket expense for you. Any veterinary issues, they come right back to the shelter. We take them to the vets that we use. But it gives people an idea of what it's like to have a pet in the house that, you know, needs to go out on potty breaks when you come home from work, and, you know, the idea of being able to come home from work and have a very happy animal that's, you know, just wants nothing to do but cuddle with you, and it can open people's eyes to what type of animal they want. Maybe originally they wanted a big, goofy golden retriever to play ball with, but once they foster that animal, they realize that perhaps their condo isn't fit for a 60-pound dog, so when they come back, they might go for a Cocker Spaniel, Maltese, something that fits their needs.
Also, it's a marvelous opportunity if you have children in your family to teach them a little bit of responsibility, and you can monitor it carefully as a parent, but it's kind of a gift for them.
It's also a benefit with kids if you have never had an animal in the home. By fostering, there's no permanent commitment to the animal, and let's say you never knew that your 4-year-old was allergic to cats. Instead of feeling guilty that, you know, now you have to keep this animal and figure out what you're going to do, the cat can always come back, and you know in the future that they can't have cats. So.
Good. Well, it sounds very well thought out. Now, how should someone contact you if they're interested in more information about this? Could you give us an idea about that?
Probably the easiest way to do it is going to be on petfinder.com. We are listed under the Montclair Township Animal Shelter, and you're able to view all of the animals that we have at the shelter. That way, too, if you are thinking about fostering, you might have a general idea before you come to the shelter who you might want to pick. Petfinder will automatically email me and my director any inquiries about the animals. We're also open Tuesday through Saturday from 1 to 3 to the general public. You can come in, see the animals, fill out applications either for fostering or adoption, and by phone at 973-744-8600.
Repeat that number again.
973-744-8600.
Good. And it probably is going to appear on your TV screen as well. So we don't want to take any chances of you not being able to figure this out. I think really it's been my pleasure to visit with your little four-legged friends. And thank you so much for joining us today and bringing them with you. And if you can share your home for the holidays with a very special guest from the animal shelter, please call Lindsay. Thanks. Are we ready? Okay.
Come here, you want to jump on somebody? Come over here.
That's all right.
There we go.
Did you do it?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Well, look what we've got. I have Morris, and Morris is not quite the TV star cat who just is getting very friendly and sitting on my microphone, so I'm not sure you can hear me. Lindsay, tell me about your friends. Who are they?
Right here we have Pepper and Pete. They are brother and sister. They were unfortunately surrendered by their owners about last month to the shelter. The owners had a new baby, and it was just too much between two dogs and diaper changes. They are Wicket Boxer Bulldog mixes. We're not really sure. About 5 years old, both extremely sweet, good with kids, other animals. We would love for them to go to home together because they've been together their whole lives, but, Hi, baby.
Well, they're all friends with each other, too, I think.
Yeah.
Which is nice, yeah. Well, the other question I had for you, you could probably use some volunteers in your organization because I know you're working hard all the time.
Always. We have a bit of a limited staff, and it's a very large shelter. So, on average, we have about 16 dogs up for adoption right now.
Wow.
And, probably 50 cats or so that are available, including kittens. And to have volunteers come in and socialize and walk the dogs, do the dirty work and clean out litter boxes
Yeah.
is always a big help. You can call the